Okay, we've already talked about news feeds. This is a news feed. You've seen this in action. We don't need to talk too much about that, although there is one thing I want to point out in a moment. What I really want to talk about now are these opinion pieces that appear on the right-hand side. This is original content. We have several writers who write for the latest, and you could do the same thing on your site. Maybe you would like to write on your own site and demonstrate that you know what you're talking about, and maybe people will like what you write, and then they will come back for more and get in touch with you and become your clients. You might want to invite some guests or your fellow colleagues from your organization. It's very easy to set this up so multiple people can post on any one site at any one time. Now, before I show you how the editing and writing section works, I want to show you one more thing here. So here's a story in the news today about Paul Manafort. It's August 1st. What I want to point out here is that if it's a political story, we're going to show you the same story as posted by different media outlets: liberal, moderate, conservative. We don't care. We're completely open to all opinions. That's one of the things that people really like about the latest. And we do the same thing with our commentators. We've got liberals, moderates, conservatives, male, female, young, old, you name it, we've got it. And you can do the same thing. So let's say I want to write about this particular story. I can click right here on the write button. It's very simple. A dashboard opens up. I can type in my headline, and then I can write my summary of what I'm going to say. And then in the body text, I can say it. And then I have up to 500 words here, and then we run out of gas. Notice here I can link to other sites. I can insert photographs. I can insert videos. There are tools here to help you edit this thing, and you know, if you want to make it something bold, we can do that. If you want to make it italic, you can do that. It's very much like WordPress, although it's actually not WordPress. We were told when we were first building this thing that some of the things that we wanted to do were beyond the capacity of WordPress, so we built our own news aggregator, and we built our own editing system to boot. And we've actually had a lot of people who work with WordPress say they like ours better because it seems much simpler. So let's say you've now written your article. You can click on the topic that you want it to go in. I'm just randomly picking TV. Again, we have a lot of topics. Chances are good you'll only have one topic, so your system will be far simpler than ours. Once you're done writing, you can put in tags. I think this story was on advertising, as I recall. You can add the tag. You can add up to 3. This will help with your search engine optimization. You can save a draft and look at it later, and you can submit it for a review, and then one of our editors will look at it on our site. Now, you will have your own editors for your site, and you should. It's good to look at articles, I think, before they post. That way you can fix them up if they need fixing. Some people need a little help with their spelling or their grammar, or maybe they have a fact that needs to be checked. So this is your chance to look at it before it posts. Let's go to the latest thinking, and I'll give you an example of how this works. So here's a guy who is writing a story about trade deadline on fire. I know who this guy is. This is a baseball story, so he's talking about trading baseball players. Now, I can edit this story. I can approve it. I can review it, or I could put it into review and have somebody else look at it first before it posts, just in case I need a second opinion. If I really think there's something drastically wrong with this particular opinion piece, I can remove it completely. If I want to send a message to the writer, I can do that to ask for clarification. But let's go right into editing here. So I'll click on that. And now we see his original post. Here is his title, his summary, his body copy. He gets up to 500 words. It looks like he has not posted any videos or pictures in here, which is fine. and then he's categorized it as baseball. And then down below here, let's say I'm happy with it, I can update it, and then I can approve it. So this is what you will see as an editor on your site. And it's really quite simple. I actually think opinion pieces are good. News is something of a commodity these days. People like to know what people have to say about it. There's something in our human nature. We're all curious about everybody else's opinions. It also gives you a chance to show you that you are smart. And so let's say you're John Rowland here, and I click on your story, and I think, this guy makes an awful lot of sense today. I like this guy. So I can click here, and now I get to see his biography. He didn't say much. This is pretty short. You can have up to 250 words. You can contact him. He can give as much or as little information as he wants. Some people give out their email addresses. Some people don't. Some people just like to be followed on Twitter. It's completely up to you to figure out how you want your writers to handle it. And then you can see here all the different stories he has written over quite an extensive period here. So he's a regular with us. Now let's see, he's got an article here called Phony Anti-Semitism. Now, if you want to read all the articles that John has written, you can click on any one of them and see what he's got here. And he's giving article links here, Growing Anti-Semitism. Let's see here. So he's bolstering his case by giving a link to an authoritative source. That's an example of linking. You can also post videos and photos inside your opinion piece. So that's it. That's what you will see if you want to write or edit. Pretty darn simple.